Welcome back to No Sticks, No Bricks, guys. Guess what this week is?
It's an important one.
It's an important one. 3-year nomadiversary. We've been on the road for 3 years.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
No, it went by so fast. In this week's video, we're gonna talk about things that we would have changed in the last 3 years and things that we wouldn't have changed in the last 3 years of full-time RV living and travel. So let's start with what we would have changed in the last 3 years on the road and tree.
Tight trail.
One of the things I wish we would have changed earlier in our travels, and thank goodness we did change it, is our health. We gained a lot of weight our first year on the road.
Well, I think even like before we were on the road, like we just were eating out all the time, you know, because once we quit working, we were like celebrating, you know, we're finally retired. A lot of door dashing, a lot of eating out,
door dashing,
a lot of drinking. And then we were hanging out with all our friends before we left Alaska, so it was just like, it seemed like it was like a constant party.
And that kind of evolved into our first year on the road.
And then our first year on the road, that same thing happened. It just seemed like, you know, we're someplace new, hitting up all the little mom and pop places, and we were drinking every night, and things just got a little out of control.
We were basically on vacation mode for a whole year. So then finally, after being on the road for about 2 years, we decided that it was time to get back into our military days shape. You know, we just got to a point where, number one, we were way overweight and we were out of shape. Even though we were active, you know, hiking and e-bike rides and stuff like that, we were still taking on a lot more calories in than we were getting rid of them.
I think a lot of that too is, I mean, we pretty much would have a cocktail or two every night. Like I was drinking wine, like it was going out of style.
Oh yeah.
All the different wineries and breweries we went to.
Yep, for sure. And not only that, it started getting expensive. Like,
yes.
We were hitting up the liquor store a lot. We didn't have alcoholic problems or nothing like that, but it was more like just every night have 2 or 3 cocktails and
like in a nutshell, we just had bad eating habits. Like,
yeah.
And eating out a lot. I mean, every time we'd go for a hike, we'd eat out or go get ice cream. Every time we did an e-bike ride, we'd eat out and go get ice cream. Every time we left the RV, we would eat out and go get ice cream.
I kind of miss those days. But, you know, it catches up with you. And next thing you know, we decided it was time to make a change. So
I mean, basically, for me, what happened is I had a VA appointment. My annual VA appointment. It was in like March of last year. And when I had to get weighed in, it was the heaviest I'd ever been. And I was like, whoa. And my lab work was kind of crazy. And so I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to start Weight Watchers. And then
I joined her because basically I kind of just couldn't see my toes anymore at all.
And if we weren't doing it together, I don't know if we would have been as successful.
Yeah, right, for sure. It's definitely easier with a partner. About 100 pounds later between the two of us, here we are. We feel so much better. We're a lot more fit. And we try to maintain our dieting and exercise. We're not as strict as we were when we were on Weight Watchers. We're not on Weight Watchers anymore. But I think we're doing pretty good kind of just maintaining it.
Well, I'm gonna probably go back on it. After the cruise, like after being in the Keys for a month and being with friends, pretty much from like January up until like recently, I feel like it's just been like slowly gaining weight back, and I was like, nope. So for me, I'm probably gonna go back on it.
Well, and if she is, then I'm going to as well, because it's almost impossible to have one person do a diet in a small space.
Well, and I do all the cooking, so regardless, he's gonna eat whatever.
Hey, there's some great healthy meals out there. We definitely discovered that.
The second thing, what was our topic?
The second thing we're going to talk about, things that we would have changed while we were on the road.
Second thing we would have changed while on the road is that first year, we were moving a lot. I'm like every week moving. Of course, you know, we were trying to see like friends and family that we haven't seen for a long time. First we were in Germany and then we retired in Alaska, and that's still very geographically separated from all of our friends that were other places. So
we had a lot of catching up to do.
It's like every week we're moving. We're hanging out and
drinking and eating.
And again, it all kind of goes back. Now we try to enjoy areas more.
Yeah, we typically try to stay 2 to 3 weeks per area instead of, you know, a week. Not to mention, it was getting expensive fuel-wise because we were burning up a lot of fuel. We were just traveling so much. I don't know that we actually got to see everything in the areas that we were at. We may have to go back, see some of those areas because we were just moving at light speed. So the third thing that we wish we would have changed being on the road for the last 3 years is our RV. We love our Grand Design Momentum, don't get me wrong, but if we had to do it over again, we would have got probably the 376 model.
Yep.
Or another model that had the small toy box, because we really just lose so much living space in our 397 because we just don't utilize the garage as living space because we have to haul the Harley around all the time. So to create a living space for that area would just be a big pain because we'd have to just break it down and move everything every travel day because we had to load the Harley in and out. So whereas you get the small box RVs and then you can still got the garage and you get to keep all that living space. So I think that would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely think that would have been awesome.
Of course, if you watched our last video, now 3 years later, we're probably going to be transitioning away from a toy hauler because we have to sell the motorcycle. If you want to know why that is, I'll pop a card up here for last week's video. You can check it out.
Someone's broken.
Yeah, I'm broken.
So something that we would not have changed since we've been on the road is us getting our RV memberships, because we would not be able to afford to do this lifestyle if we were paying for campgrounds every single time we got to one.
100%. RV parks and campgrounds, they're not cheap anymore.
They're not, yeah, definitely not cheap. So that includes our 1,000 Trails, Passport America, Harvest Hose, Boondockers Welcome. I'm sure I'm missing a few.
Yeah, I mean, those are life changers for us. There's absolutely no way, like Jen said, that we'd be able to even do this lifestyle without them. We actually did a video on that as well, and I'll pop a card up here for that one. Go check that out. We would go over all of our RV memberships that we've had, and the ones that we still use and the ones we got rid of. Did you hear that?
I heard something.
Was that a peacock?
It's a cow.
So another thing that we would definitely have changed being on the road for 3 years is our first year, we left Florida in like February. You know, we just lived in Alaska so long, our seasons were all screwed up. We thought February, it's gonna start warming up in Florida. Not so much. We left way too early. This year we left in April and that was way better. It was still really cold in February when we left, going out west, following like Texas, Louisiana area.
We actually like ran into snow. We had some like frost warnings or freeze warnings. So we left too early.
Right.
And then the opposite.
So you think we would have learned from that, but we didn't. Well, let me rephrase, I didn't. I'm the one that does all the planning as far as when and where we go.
I just tell them where I want to go.
Yeah. A few months later, after exploring the Pacific Northwest and Utah and everything, we decided we're gonna spend the winter out west, and we get to Arizona the first week of September.
Oh.
We're thinking, northern Arizona the first week of September should be cooling down, right? Oh no, it was like 100 degrees every day. Next year we're going back out west for the winter. We're not getting down there till like November. It's gonna be later for sure. And then plus, oh, there's a deer. Oh, that's a fake deer. So this trail we're walking on is also archery trails where you can come out here and practice your archery on some 3D targets, and I thought that was a real deer for a second.
That's awesome.
So another thing that we would have not changed our last 3 years on the road is our fuel cards, fuel saving cards. We've got the TSD fuel saving card, and then we also have got the new one from Techno RV. So now there's some competition. You got a couple different options. I'm actually working on a video right now for that fuel card from Techno RV. It'll be coming out soon. If not already, it might already be out. If it is out right now, then I'm just gonna pop a card right up here for it. But we've saved a lot of money on diesel fuel with those two cards. So we definitely wouldn't have changed that at all.
Another thing that we wouldn't have changed is just all the places that we've been.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes, like we were saying, we were there only a week or 10 days, it's still, we've seen so much, like all the national parks that we've been to.
Right.
I don't think I ever would have visited all the different locations in the US. It's just, there's so much to see. We definitely haven't seen it all. There were even some areas that we went to that, weren't all that great, but we still always found something to do or something, you know, in that area that just was
Right.
amazing. So
I think every single place that we've been to has something positive about it that you can take away from that experience. So, what's the matter?
scared the crap out of me. I thought there were people coming out of every horror movie I've ever watched in my entire life.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Those were geese, by the way, and they were really loud. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Just scared me. I thought they were gonna, I don't know, kill me or something.
This morning I was hiking around the RV park there, and I came across a pair of geese with some babies. I think it was the father or the mother, I'm not sure which one, but it chased me. Like literally, it was chasing me down the path. I had to turn around and be like bear, you do with a bear, you know, you get really big and tall and rawr, and then he'd run off, or she would run off. And then as soon as I turned around, it would chase me again. I did it like 4 times until I got like 100 yards away. So yeah, it was interesting. These geese,
They're kind of, it must be because they all have babies or something. They're pretty protective.
yeah, they're really protective for sure. And lastly, the number one thing that we would have not changed in the last 3 years that we've been on the road is the friendships that we have made in this RV life. It has been absolutely amazing.
These friendships, they're like your extended family. Like, you know, you plan now to meet up with them certain places to do things. You're always like, you know, texting and trying to follow up, and it's amazing. We've made some great friends on the road, and they've become a part of our family. And
absolutely, the RV community is absolutely amazing. And then when you have the YouTubers RV community and you add that in, it's even more amazing. It's just, we've got so much in common with each other, and we bounce ideas off each other. And you know, hey, what do you think of this thumbnail? And how come YouTube's analytics suck and their algorithm is crap? Harold from One Strange Adventure and Sean from RV Your Way can attest to the amount of complaining I do about the YouTube algorithm.
I mean, I just think of all the things, like we used to watch all these YouTube channels like when we were preparing for 3 years, and then we've met a lot of them, like Todd and Sheila from Switch It Up.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of that Switch crew, and that's an awesome community, and we've made friends within that community now that we plan to travel with and see out west.
It seems like now, no matter where we go, somebody that we know is close by. For instance, last night, Jen and I are in our cabin. You know, we're waiting for our RV to get fixed, so we're in the cabin and I'm just editing video. She's watching TV, and who knocks on our door? All About the Banks.
Yeah.
They just showed up. They were in the park as well, and so they stopped by. We just chit-chatted with them for a little while, and you know, we met them at the RV Tampa show here in January. So awesome, man. This community is just great. So now is the big question. 3 years. That seems to be pretty average number of how long full-time RVers stay on the road before they go back to a sticks and bricks. About 3 years. Question is, are we going to continue this journey that we're on, or are we going to settle back down and maybe possibly move back into a sticks and bricks? What do you think, babe?
Well, I can tell you right now, after only spending less than a week in the cabin, I am not ready for a sticks and bricks at all.
Me neither.
Like, we actually debated on like maybe getting a park model somewhere and like wintering in one location for the winter, and then like snowbirding, you know, just kind of the opposite. But
we ain't ready for that.
After being in the cabin, I'm antsy. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like we're stuck because our RV is not here, so we have to be in this area.
Right. Yep, we're ready to move on already. I mean, we've already been to this area a couple times, so we're ready to just go see more and explore more. And so have no fears, everybody. We are going to continue this journey on the road. There is really no end in sight right now. We have no idea when this is going to stop. So we're going to keep bringing content to y'all, and hopefully you'll keep watching us. We don't go stale.
Yeah.
We got a lot more to see. We are excited to head back out west this winter because we got a lot more to explore out there. We haven't even been to Zion National Park. We haven't been to Capitol Reef National Park. We want to go back to Moab with the Jeep.
I want to go back to Yosemite.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon. I mean, there's places that we've already been, but like we didn't even see all of it. So like my national park itch is getting strong.
Flaring up.
Yeah, because the last one we went to, we were in the Keys. We just did the boat, you know, up to the
Dry Tortugas. Yeah.
Dry Tortugas, but I mean, to me, it wasn't the same.
Right.
I like to go to those parks where
it takes a few days to explore. Yeah. So
hiking, e-bike riding.
Yeah. So stay tuned, y'all, because they got a lot of content coming your way, and maybe some changes coming too with the RV and getting rid of the bike, and who knows, everything's kind of just up in the air right now. But stay tuned, because we'll keep you informed. And I guess that wraps it up for this week.
I think so.
All right, well, until next week, guys, safe travels.